Alright, what's up guys? Disco Cat here. In this episode you might notice that eventually that the audio isn't completely synced with the video part of this video, and there's an explanation for that. When I went to record this, it was after I had gotten that terabyte installed. And getting the terabyte installed required me to completely unhook the computer, which included the webcam, and then to plug everything back in. And at the time, I didn't realize that the default microphone would switch back to the P&P, which is currently what I use to plug my headphones in, because the jacks on the front of the computer don't work. I have to use a USB redirect, and the USB that I use also has a microphone setting on it. So while that's plugged in, it also automatically defaults it as a microphone as well. But the problem is when it's defaulted as a microphone, there's no microphone in it, so it's not going to pick up anything I say. Yeah, and the problem with that is at the time I was recording this, I didn't realize that my webcam mic wasn't turning on. Usually when it's on and it's recording, there's a green light above it, but that was Trent. But I wasn't paying attention to it, and I didn't see it. I didn't see that it turned on. So, in this episode, it was pretty simple. We made a refinery for the oil to turn it into fuel, a jetpack, and a rolling machine. At the moment, I was currently talking about what it all required, and I was getting ready to make the gear because you need a gear for the refinery, so I was making the gear for the refinery, as you see now. My current talkover might be a little bit different than might be just a tad bit off at times because the recorder or whatever takes a second to switch over to the next video part, which is fine, or the Windows Movie Player that I'm playing it in right now currently takes a second to switch over to the next video part, which is fine. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. And there's the refinery. We made the refinery. It's understandable, stuff happens. It's just me being stupid. I wasn't paying attention to what was going on. It's a voiceover. I can do whatever I want. I'm gonna eat a chip. But as you guys just saw in that chest, that was all the materials to make the electric jetpack and the rolling machine. As you see, it's pulled up in the not enough items inventory currently at the moment. Anyway, over the voiceover, I'm going to be talking to Trent because we're chatting back and forth. We're actually about to sit down and do a huge recording session. Mainly because, a terabyte is huge, so it's going to be able to store a lot of stuff. And I was currently limited to about 200 gigs, which means now I'll be able to record about 5 times as much as I was before. And if I ever need another, terabyte upgrade or something, I'm just going to get an external storage device because after that mistake, I'm not even going to pay attention. But as you can see, the combustion engine is powering both. It's not both, but it's powering the pump, and then the pump is it's sending stuff to it sent some of it to the refinery. But after I turned it off like that, and I'd left it for a bit, I came back, and it was full. Just the one side was full, though. I'm not sure why it filled up. I think it was just taking that one extra pit from the pump, still having a little bit of backup MJ in it, and fed it to the pump. But I think now we're going down to make the jetpack. We're not. I'm not sure what's going on. Yeah, and this is where we start to make the jetpack. That's all the stuff that required. Ignore my derp here. I thought it was 2 refined iron, 1 redstone. It's 2 redstone, 1 refined iron to make a circuit. That's what we needed. Yeah, ignore that derp. That was a big derp. It's 2 redstone, 1 refined iron. I looked it up, too. I'm stupid. And then we needed the, second piece of redstone. And then we need to turn that circuit into an advanced circuit, which is used for the jetpack. So, there's the electronic circuit, and then that... Oh yeah, we also needed 3 RE batteries for the, bat box, because the electric jetpack requires bat box. So, and then I derped there a bit too. Just forgot to I was putting it in the wrong spot, but whatever. It came out in the end. The little 4 pistons surrounded the crafted table, surrounded by iron. That's for the rolling machine. That's not actually for the jetpack. I think in this episode I do a little bit with the Thaumonomicon too. I'm not sure. I recorded this about an hour and a half ago, so I just got around to doing the voiceover. But regarding the Thaumonomicon, it's as I said in the last video, a couple videos ago. I said it in some video. I tried researching, but it's really freaking boring. So I got an achievement too. Researching the Thaumonomicon was freaking boring. So I didn't even bother trying to go with it. And then I left the bat box in the chest like a dummy. So, yeah. This is gonna be a long voiceover. We're only about 6 minutes in, dang. That was much more entertaining in the video, I promise. See, and then there's the electric jetpack, and now we're gonna need another bat box to power it, but I didn't even think of that. And then there's the pulverizer and stuff. You're gonna have to excuse my mini derps in this video. I actually need to mute this video so it's not picking up extra background sounds, because I'm gonna be using because what I'm doing right now is I have this pulled up in Windows Movie Player, and then I just have Fraps recording me floating in the air on my creative world. I'll take a screenshot, I guess, I don't know. This is what it's recording currently. Just me floating. And I'm just kind of watching this video as I go over it, so. And then, as you guys know, if you're watching 2 different clips between, like, windows, it takes a second to skip over to the next part, so my audio might not be completely in sync with the video, which is fine, but all of this could have been avoided had I checked my microphone settings before I started recording. And I actually recorded this video, and then a couple minutes later, decided to go ahead and record the next video, and then about 5 minutes into the next video is when I caught it. I caught that it wasn't recording the voice. And then I spent about 5 minutes mad at myself because I'm stupid and didn't realize. But, yeah. I should probably put some music into it, too. I still have something in my throat. I've had something in my throat for ages. See, and then the tank had filled up all the way on that one side, but it didn't touch the other side. I'm not entirely sure what had happened there, but something had happened. And as I said, I'm talking to Trent. I'm going to go ahead and pull the up on one different side and have the other one. Yeah, and then I walked right off into the oil spill like a dummy. I'm voicing over. And then I just dug straight up from the bottom of the... That was dumb. Is that my computer making that voice? It is. Huh. Something in here is making a weird noise. I can't figure out how it is. But, and then we head back to the house. Now, oh, I'm sorry. I'll cut that part out or something, I guess. Sorry about that. I'm a little bit aggravated that I have to voice over my video. Alright. Well, Buffer's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It just cut off in the next clip for me. But there's the refinery. It's all working and stuff. The refinery works as long as there's MJ power to it. And it takes... I had originally said in the video that it takes 2 things of oil to create 1 thing of fuel. That was wrong. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. But you guys aren't going to hear it. I don't know why I'm apologizing. But it only can refine 1 tank at a time. I guess, I don't know. And then we have, I also said that we're going to start using potatoes as a main food source until I can get the cow farm up and running, because I like cows more than I like any other animals. Once we do stuff, I explained everything in the next video, but the video that's going to come out after this one, episode 7, I think this one's episode 6. So, I'd explained our goal plan in the next episode, and that's going to be that. I just made, there's the rolling machine. At the time I didn't realize that rolling machines can only be powered using FJ, because it's I think a rolling machine is forestry. No, rolling machine's builtcraft. No, it's forestry. Rolling machine's forestry. Yeah, I think. I'm pretty positive that rolling machine's forestry. And just about everything from forestry, if not everything, it's either just about or it is everything, requires MJ to run, and you need, like, a combustion engine or something. But I had figured out a way around that. That's for next video, though. Yeah, that's for the next video. I honestly have no clue what's going on. I wish I did. We're making another... That's for another set of copper cables for something. Oh, because I'm making a bat box. That's what we're making now, is another bat box. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Grab the... Yep, okay. We're making another bat box now, and the bat box is to charge the electric jetpack. So, the only problem is when I was making it, I forgot that we didn't have wood. We don't have any wood in the thing, so I had to go outside and get some wood. And going outside was fun. That part I remember pretty vividly. You'll see why in a second. As you guys can notice on the mini-map, it's dark outside. That should hint you. It's been dark for some time. There's a new version of Portal Gun available. Direwolf needs to update his stuff. Just kidding. I was watching Direwolf's video the other day about the mod showcase on XYCraft version 0.10. Zycraft actually has a use now, and it's a damn good one. And I'm pretty excited for it. Yep, and someone decides to say hi. That was priceless. Zycraft actually has a use now, and it's really good. So once the new version of Zycraft is released, we're going to be using that. And one of the things I'd explained in this video was I'd seen that, and the only problem with it is in Zycraft you can create aluminum cans with the aluminum ore that you can smelt down for aluminum, the little chunks of aluminum, but I'm pretty positive that's Zycraft. In his showcase he had displayed it as part of Zycraft, but the thing is you can use 4 aluminum to create 12 aluminum cans, as opposed to using 10, which is 310 for 12 aluminum cans. But the problem is 10's more expensive than aluminum is. I had more aluminum than I had 10 at the time, so what I did was I went ahead and I made a bunch of aluminum cans. That's for later in the video. And we need 5 planks, so I'm going back for another one. We need 5, 10, no, it's 4 aluminum for 12 aluminum cans. And in the updated version, it's going to be 4 aluminum for 4 aluminum cans. So I went ahead and took advantage of that situation in this episode, I believe. So now we have like a backup reserve of aluminum cans somewhere. I think I put them in the refineries, not refinery, machines, important machines chests, where the carpenter and stuff is. In episode 8, this is episode 6, next is episode 7, so in episode 8 we're going to start getting into bees, which is going to be fun, because I'd like to start getting into bees, because bees can generate diamond dust, which is pretty neat, if I do say so myself, and if it requires me to go AFK, there's the bat box, which we can then hook up to the geothermal generator, which will then charge the bat box. Which is decent, and then it charges the electric jetpack. And then it's just going to continue to charge the electric jetpack. So while it's charging the electric jetpack, I decided to go do something else. I forgot what it was, though. And something in my room is making a lot... That was a voice crack. Something in my room is making a lot of noise, and I can't tell what it is. It's the computer. What's the computer making noise for? Hey, stop it. But, yeah. The electric jetpack is charged, or it should be by now, once that's done. I forget, I'm hopping around and stuff now because I was talking about something in the video, but I forgot what it was. Yeah, that's, doing voiceovers is hard, and it's boring. But the electric jetpack is fully charged now, and I was testing out, and I didn't know how to squeaky chair. I didn't know how to change the modes, because I know you can switch between hover mode enabled and hover mode disabled. So I think now I was pressing a bunch of different keys on the keyboard to try to figure out which mode switched it. Here in a minute or two, I go look it up on the internet. So you'll see the screen freeze for a second. Yeah. I think I pull up my inventory and then go look. Oh, no, I was looking, okay, yeah, and then I was messing around with the key config, because I was looking for the mode switch button. The mode switch key right there is M. And I was switching it to a bunch of different stuff, trying to figure out what else I could switch it to. And I'd finally decided to switch it to tab, because tab was just in an easier to reach place, as opposed to having it on M, and that's across the keyboard from where I keep my normal hand position. And now is when I'm going to look it up on the internet. That's when I was looking it up, and I figured that you have to hold down the space key and toggle the switch mode key at the same time. Like most things, you have to hold down another button and then push the other button. And then I was messing around with it being M for a bit, and I didn't like it being M, so I went into the controls, and I switched it to tab. I was just switching it from a bunch of different buttons, but all of them were taken, and then I finally just decided to switch it to tab, because you don't use tab in single player. Anyway, so if there were more keys on the... If only there were more keys on the keyboard. Nah. But yeah, they excuse me. Once I get my new headset and stuff in, I'm getting a gaming headset. It's from Razer. Once I get that set in, I won't need this adapter for the computer anymore, because I believe that the headset I'm getting comes with a USB and jacks. So I can switch it between USB and jacks, and then it'll become the default device. I'll switch that to default device I'll switch it to run as the default device, and then the bat box had just finished filling. I'm not sure how far the video is from the audio, and if it's like a second or two behind, I'm sorry. We're a second or two ahead. I just put the electric generator on there because the copper cable will power both everything, and then I got rid of the cobblestone whatchamacallits because we don't need them. So, how long is the third clip? 7 minutes. But, and then that'll become the default device, And once it does, I won't have to worry about it anymore because that'll be the default device and then it'll be done. Unless the headset breaks, which I hope it doesn't break like these, because I know that I'd already broke the headphones that I'm currently using. The jack in it, you have to like wiggle a wire around and get it into the right position just to hear things correctly, or else it, like, have you ever broke the jack on your headphones and like you have it plugged in and then there's everything you're listening to sounds like it has a robotronic sound in it, like it sounds super robotic-y. Like, I know if you watch YouTube videos from people and you look, every now and then the Skype will derp out and then the recording will pick it up and they'll sound completely robotronic. That's what these headphones sound like if they're not adjusted to the right area. And one of the things that I used to do was where my computer was set up before, I was able to put my leg underneath the cord and hold it there in the right position with my leg. But I had moved the computer over to a different location, so it's not underneath of me, it's next to me now. And right now I'm getting some waterproofing for the pipe so I could transfer the fuel to a tank. Or no, I decided to use the liquid transposer. It's next to me now, like it's not underneath my feet like it used to be, so, or not underneath my feet, but in front of my leg like it used to be, so the headphones tend to mess up a bit more, and the only reason it's over there now is because I was too lazy to put it back in its current position, because where it was before, I have an L-shaped desk, and in between the two L-shaped desks is a place, it's just big enough for the computer to fit, but for me to put it back there, I have to pull the entire desk forward, put it in there, hook it all up, and then push the entire desk back. And considering I'm taking my computer back over to my grandma's house again next week because he's got a graphics card that he's going to stick into it, but the only problem was he was going to do it when he was installing the terabyte, but I wasn't sure if my monitor had a DVI cable in it because the one graphics card that he had, it's a GeForce something. It's one of the really old ones, but it's better than the ATI that's currently in my computer. And, he was going to hook that up, but he wasn't sure if I had a DVI-D or a DVI or whatever the hell the input is called. And here's where I started making all the aluminum cans and stuff. But I had eventually found out that my monitor did have a DVI in the back of it. It just was after I'd left and got home and looked at it myself. So I have to take it back to him next week for him to install the graphics card. And then he's got to get me a new cord and stuff anyway, because I don't have a DVI cord. All I have is an analog. And then once, the only problem with switching to that graphics card, though, because it doesn't have an analog output, I can't have my dual monitors anymore, because the one monitor that I'm using only has an analog, because it's a TV / monitor thing. So it's got components, and then it's got the HDMI and the HD TV and stuff in it, so. Once I had switched that out, once I switch that out, I won't be able to use the second monitor anymore, so that's going to be a downside to it, but that's fine because the other one's just going to be I've got my Xbox hooked up to it, and then once I get an HD PVR, that's going to be sometime in the future too, after I get my new graphics card, the one that I'm currently getting. The one that I'm buying, at least, because the one he's giving it to me for free, so. I'm gonna have to, sorry about the squeaky chair and the crunchiness. There's really nothing I can do about the chair, but I'm just kind of addicted to these chips. I'm eating Frito chili, the chili cheese Fritos chips. Fritos, they're kind of like curly. They look like chocolate curls or something. But I decided to go ahead and lump it into the liquid transposer. And here in a second, I was trying to mess around with the liquid transposer and I couldn't figure out what to do, so I'd cut the video to go look it up real quick, and then I came back. But I was missing, it was pretty simple what I was missing, so I came back like 2 or 3 minutes later explaining what to do. But pretty much what happened here was I had forgotten, it wasn't doing anything because I forgot to put a redstone engine up against the waterproof piping. And I forgot that you can only link redstone engines up to wooden pipes. And I was using a cobblestone waterproof pipe, so obviously it wasn't working. But I'm probably just gonna speed the last little bit of this up because I'm tired of talking. But yeah, enjoy the rest of this. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.